On live television, and then Miami-Dade police with a dilemma. They tried to approach the suspect's vehicle at first. There was no movement. Then shots were fired. They had to back up, and look at them now, guns drawn, waiting there. And the second situation was they had a victim on the other side of that grassy field. So they tried to kind of cordon off the area, create a buffer, as Ralph mentioned. That person, it looks like, was ejected from the vehicle during that crash. So now tending to the victim. We don't know if there's, Diana, as you mentioned, another victim possibly in the car. We know of one right now. And what police tell us as far as the suspect's car is concerned, they believe 2 suspects are in, and they know that those suspects are armed.
They're armed, and they have already fired at officers there on the scene who were approaching that vehicle. You saw it happening live here on our air. They approached slowly from all sides, and then you could see them running as those shots were fired. They have now taken these defensive positions all around the suspect vehicle there. Presumably injured as well, those suspects, but not injured enough not to fire at officers there as you continue to see the situation unfold. This is happening on on US 27 and Griffin Road. At one point, that chase had come down Chrome, turned onto US 27. It originated in the Hammocks area, again, as a domestic disturbance. And what officers did know is that 2 people were reportedly shot at that original scene before those suspects took off. And Ralph, if you're still with us, if you could give us an idea from your vantage point if there's been any progress in tending to a possible second victim in the other vehicle. And Ralph Rayburn over
here. I'm sorry, ladies, I was just trying to gather a little bit more information. We can tell you now that they did remove that person that we saw on the grassy area there in the median. They're now back over here where all the police and other cars are gathered, and they're asking for the fire rescue units that are responding to meet with them so that they can treat the patient here on the scene. So that's the information we've been able to develop for you here on that particular aspect of the situation. In the meantime, US 27 at Griffin Road is closed down in both directions. They've already got police officers to the north of us rerouting traffic. We're not going to take the camera off of the scene right now, but I can tell you just looking out the window to the north that there are police officers of BSO about a mile north of us, maybe a mile and a half north of us, blocking the roadway there, indicating to traffic that they're going to have to make a U-turn and work their way back up north and find a second way to get back into Broward, into Dade County, probably all the way back up towards I think it's 70 up there. But police officers here on the scene, you can see them, most of them crowded and huddled behind vehicles here. They did approach this vehicle. Again, the vehicle fled the scene of a shooting down in the Hammocks area of Miami-Dade County where 2 people were shot. It fled northbound, lost the police on Chrome Avenue in the area of Southwest A Street, but police, knowing that there were no roads out there other than Chrome Avenue coming northbound until you get to US 27, notified other units and had dispatchers call other units in the north end of the county and up in Broward, along with one of the police helicopters out of Opa-locka Airport. They all converged on US 27. Right where it meets Okeechobee Road and Chrome Avenue northbound. That black hybrid SUV was going northbound at a very, very high rate of speed, as we indicated earlier, sometimes upwards of 110 miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic, trying to elude the police. Could not elude that police helicopter. When it got up here towards Griffin, there was a violent crash involving another vehicle here. The civilian vehicle was thrown from the vehicle and ended up on the grass here in the middle of the roadway here just north of Griffin on US 27. Police officers, the first 3 arriving units, got out of their vehicles, approached with their guns drawn, got within maybe 50 yards of the vehicle when shots were fired at the police officers. They